Glad you're with us on Take 5 here at The Journey on this Friday edition. And you know what? I hope that you've had a great week. And I just pray that God's blessing you and opening up your eyes to everyday life. I want to read this scripture to you. It says in John 4:35, "Say not that there are 4 months and then comes the harvest, that there are yet 4 months, and it says, behold, I say, lift your eyes up," or open up your eyes and look at the field, for they're white and ready to harvest. In other words, don't say that the harvest or things are later, we can do something in the world to help change, but begin to understand the harvest is today. It's not 4 months, 6 months, a year from now. Right now is the time. You know what? I'll never forget the very first time my dad came to church when I was preaching. I'll never forget that day. I got to be honest with you. I had a great father. I was never abused. I was given one of the greatest homes in America. My dad was a great man, and I love him. And he's went on to be with the Lord. My mom has. But I'll never forget that day, because you know, that day church mattered to me. It mattered to me the songs that were sung, the sermon that was preached, and the way that things went on. Because you know what? I wanted my dad to really enjoy that service. I wanted him to feel the Lord. And there was a gnawing in my gut. I was literally almost half sick because I had this tension. I wanted my dad to like it. And you know, sometimes we never experience that in the church, because you know what? We'll never invite anybody to come to church. We'll never get out of our comfort zone. And it made me think about myself and about my approach. About when I'm studying for a sermon, I'm thinking, how can I touch a 16-year-old, a 25-year-old, a 35-year-old, a 55-year-old, or a 90-year-old? What part of that sermon could touch them? Is there anything I'm going to say that's just going to, just for a certain person or just for a certain age group? And you know, that's made me prepare. It's made me think. It's made me want to do, not just stay in my comfort zone and just with the chosen frozen and just be our own little group. I had to think, what does people think when they come to church? What do they need to experience? You know, the other night, I was able to pray for a woman where her granddaughter had been killed. Just go over and pray for her. I put my hands upon her. She was a nurse practitioner. She told me, she said, after I got through praying for her, she said, you know what? That's the first pastor that has ever put his hands upon me and prayed for me in 6 years. She was crying, and you know what? It just touched her that somebody would pray for her. You know, I thought about that all night long, almost all night long, because I thought, you know what, there are people out there just desiring to be prayed for, desiring to come to church, but nobody invites them. Nobody reaches out. They just stay in their own comfort zone. I just ask that you begin to think about, are you getting out of your comfort zone? Because you know what, God may open up this world that you may see that there are people that are all around. You may see their need and not always see your need. Well, I love you. I want you to say to yourself this day, God is a good God and the devil is a bad devil.